how you doing? This is Patrick from PM Insights. It's been a while, but sorry, I need to catch up. Alright, this is Patrick from PM Insights, www.pminsights-talks.com. You can email me at Patrick at pminsights-talk.com. Alright, of course, this is about politics, not my favorite subject, Donald Trump. So, Donald Trump has just pissed me off. Unbelievable. This man is crazy. What a lunatic. The new campaign, the chief executives of his campaign are Steve Bannon. Steve Bannon is from Breitbart News Network. He's taken leave of absence from there. Now that he's running Trump's campaign, he's never ran a major campaign, any kind of campaign before, as far as anyone knows. He was originally a naval officer. Then he was an investment banker for Goldman Sachs. Then he became a movie producer and produced some movie, whatever. And then now he, like I say, working for Trump. He's left Breitbart on temporary leave to help Trump out, and he's very, 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 very conservative, very far to the right, very conspiracy. He just that way. What Trump, Trump's. So anyway, he's got him and a young lady called Kellyanne Conway. Piece of work she is. Well, they all are. They have to spin. Oh my gosh, I've talked about this before in previous videos. What a hard job they have spinning this man. But some of them, they're just as goofy as him. But this one here, first of all, she was with Don Lemon on CNN the other night, and she just couldn't say yes or no. Okay, just take a watch.
He made it seem as if, and I don't know if that was his intention, but as a person of color, that only people of color in this country commit crimes. But that's what he. I didn't hear him mention any other group that African American commit crimes.
I think the commentary.
Did you hear him mention any other group?
I think the commentary in this entire program so far.
Hang on, before you answer. Before you answer, did you hear him mention any other group besides African American?
What I heard him do tonight, which is incredibly important, is answer the call of all the complainers that he never.
But I want you to answer my question first, because you're saying no, and I'm telling you that is what many people receive. I can show you many people receive it. Did you hear him mention any other group besides African Americans when it comes to crime in this particular speech?
What I heard him say is
yes or no?
That, I don't recall, but why are you badgering me?
I'm not badgering you. I'm trying to get a straight answer from you, and then you can go on and answer the question. You're not answering They answered my question directly, and when they veered off course, I told them to get back on.
You didn't ask him a factual question about the speech.
Okay, but you didn't hear him.
But anyway, this is what I
interview was the night after he spoke to an audience in West Bend, Wisconsin, 30 miles outside of Milwaukee. He was appealing for the African American vote to a 99%, if not 100%, white audience in a white suburb of Milwaukee. I understand there's a lot of things going on in Milwaukee, but he could have reached out to Milwaukee and been there. But he spoke to almost an entire, like I say, probably 99% white audience, appealing to the black voters, African American voters, addressing their issues, addressing the violence. He even called Hillary Clinton a bigot. Okay? Oh, wow. Can you imagine? I didn't know that. So this was in West Bend, Wisconsin, 30 miles from Milwaukee. This is the guy that in July he refused to speak, to reach out to, or even acknowledge they exist. And this is all the groups, but he refused to speak in July at the NAACP. He refuses to speak the National Urban League. He refuses to reach out and even acknowledge exists the National Association of Black Journalists, the Black Pastoral Groups, and when he was in Detroit, he made a speech to a white audience, got in his plane and left without even bothering to talk or speak to any of the African American entrepreneurs in Detroit who are struggling. So this is the man, he's appealing to African Americans for their vote, to a lily white audience. Now I'd like to Anna Navarro, she's a Republican, she's a strong Jeb Bush supporter, but she's an anti-Trump person, and I just think she's hilarious. I know she's a Republican. I don't care. Like I say, I can see both sides of the aisle. I don't care. She's hilarious. She said, she made the comment after this speech he did in white suburban Wisconsin, that there were more African Americans in the choir in the opening of the Democratic National Convention than there were delegates at the entire Republican National Convention. I think there were 13 black delegates. Okay, so just a side note, this is after this happened. So, okay. Yeah, they just can't give you a straight answer because they don't have a straight answer. You know, it's spin, spin, spin. Oh, they must get so dizzy. Trump must be so dizzy eventually they have to spin that son of a gun. So, this is her. She was a Ted Cruz supporter, I think, then. But this is the kind of individual that he has coming on board to share this executive chief of Donald Trump's presidential bid, 2016.
Before he decided to jump into the mosh pit and start mud wrestling with the salacious sound bites. I think it's terrible to mock someone's manhood, talk about the color of their hair or their skin or how something personal in nature. Voters don't deserve to hear about personal insults. They deserve to hear about philosophical differences.
Took place obviously at the end of a debate. She's referring to Marco Rubio. And because the questions all started, the interview was about, the name calling, Donald Trump throwing the insults, and how she was against, now Marco Rubio has stooped to that level, and she doesn't think that's the thing to do. She's above that. It's not about insulting or name calling. It's about the philosophical differences and the policy issues. Yes, that's what it's about. Now, listen to this interview. This was earlier in the same interview.
They don't trust the media as much as they don't trust Washington. So nice try. But what I didn't like is when Hillary Clinton earlier this year was asked who her enemies are, and she said, "Oh, the whole Republican Party," in that shrill, awful voice she uses.
And she doesn't like the insults. Such hypocrites. Unbelievable. Same interview, and here you are, you're making fun of someone, and then you're grandstanding later on about, that's above me, we don't do that. The Republican Party will not do that. Donald Trump doesn't do that. Yeah, well, okay. You need to watch a few debates again, okay? All right. And then there's another great surrogate. I don't know where he gets these dingy women at. Kaylee, the other one, she's blonde. Looks like this one here, Kellyanne. And then that's Scotty Nels. Ugh, I can't stand her. Oh my gosh. She's always got that pink legal pad out in front of her, So, they're such hypocrites, and they lie, and they just try to get away with it. And this is another one of his surrogates, Katrina Pearson.
What they need. It was under Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton that changed the rules of engagements that probably cost his life. So I don't understand why it's so hard to understand why Donald Trump was confused about why he was being held responsible for something he had nothing to do with, while Hillary Clinton had everything to do with.
Katrina Pearson, as usual, thanks so much for joining us.
Now, that Kaiser Khan that spoke at the Democratic convention that Trump is having a fit about, well, his son, she was trying to blame Obama and Clinton for his son, Captain Humayun Khan's death. They're trying to blame them for his death. He died in Iraq. He died in 2004. Excuse me, George W. was in office then. Okay? Yeah, before I go any farther, I just want to say I thank you. I appreciate it. All the tweets, the emails, the phone calls about what a great job I've done on the photography, the cinematography, the film editing, how professional it looks. I appreciate that. It means a lot that you've noticed.
He's a member of the Foreign Affairs and Judiciary Committee. And during the time of September 11th, when we went through the worst foreign attack in our history since the War of 1812. And remember, we didn't start this war, they did. We don't want this war, they do. And they didn't start it even in 2001. They attacked the World Trade Center in 1993. And they attacked it under the ideology of radical Islamic extremism.
Now there he just said it, admitted in 93 and 2001, radical Islamic extremism. Now, later in the speech, or I forget which was earlier or which was before, I think this was later in the speech, but nevertheless, it's in the same speech. So I don't know, his memory faded in and out there a little bit.
Those 8 years, before Obama came along, we didn't have any successful radical Islamic terrorist attack in the United States. They all started when Clinton and Obama got into office.
Oh my gosh, fade to white. Like I said, he used that for, to run for president. He was the hero, and then he forgot the same speech. He forgot what a hero he was. Okay. All right, it looks like he's forgetting a lot lately. He just seems a little wacko. Man, oh man. And then just to finish up, because I'm sure there's a lot more to talk about that's coming up. Also, I believe that Paul Manafort, the Joe Gotti Men's Warehouse for suits and toupees, is a supermodel. My prediction that I made up a couple of predictions. I predict that he will step down by the end of the week, because I did predict that he would win the primary. Back in July, I told Am I the Half, this is what's going to happen. When he announced in June, by July, I said, he's going to win the primary. He did. The week of August the 9th, and that weekend before, when he had his disastrous week of the Khan family, they were saying he was like, okay, I'm going to get better. I'm going to, he's going to be more presidential for some, remember out the, and I predicted that. I said he's going to show his ass by the weekend. Well, he didn't even make it to the weekend. He did it by the middle of the week. Unbelievable. So that was a prediction. Now, but this one is a prediction, but it's kind of a conspiracy theory. They can do it. I guess I can do it. We can do it. It's just kind of for fun, but I predict, and I think I mentioned this in one of my last video, briefly. I'm not going to be surprised if Trump's behind the Democratic email break-in with Russia, whatever. I would not be surprised if Trump is behind that. And what's going on with Manafort just brings it a little closer. Okay. But anyway, it's a conspiracy theory too. And like I said earlier, but Paul Manafort, he will probably step down by the end of the week. So, all right, that's my PM Insights for now. Sorry I was gone for a while there. Try to keep things as current as possible, as current can be. All right, God bless, and see you around like a donut.